folks, Kevin here. Well, it's February 14th, 2018. I'm up in the future U-Pick garden, blackberry plant garden. And this is on the north side of the property, up near the main road. The main road is up in this direction. Here's the main driveway. On that side of the driveway is the second food forest, where all the swales and the first two ponds are located. And right here behind me are the blackberry plants that we've got planted so far. I'll be expanding this a bit more. We do sell some bare root blackberry plants and some blackberry in pots as well. Blackberries are one of the staple berries that we harvest to consume all winter long in our smoothies and in our desserts and all. And I'll probably insert a video here with Dr. Greger talking about some of the most nutritious berry plants that we can get in America.
A plant-based diet protects against chronic oxidative stress-related diseases, but which plant foods are the best? Berries are the healthiest fruits, and this study analyzed more than 100 different berries and berry products. Just to give a sense of scale, this is how many antioxidants are in America's two most popular fruits, bananas and apples. Now, the most popular fruit in the world is mango, which does better, but none of these are a match for the berries. Here's a cup of strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, cranberries, and blackberries. Now, that's pretty much where most of us have to leave it, unless you have access to crowberries or, whoa, dog roseberries. But getting back to what we can actually buy in a store, you'll see I keep changing the scale here on the right. What about goji berries? I'll cover those in an upcoming video on dried fruit. What about a shot of Tahitian noni juice? Doesn't even make it up to banana. And sadder than even that, a cup of green grapes, which technically are berries, but nutritionally are the wonder bread of the fruit kingdom. What about acai berries? There was actually an acai study that caught my eye last year in the Journal of Experimental Gerontology. Acai fruit pulp improves survival on a high-fat diet. I thought, how interesting, until I reread the title more closely. Acai improves the survival of flies on a high-fat diet. Why would you even want to do that? I imagine the researchers out collecting flies from some fast food dumpster or something. Unfortunately, acai wasn't tested in this study. Hopefully they'll come back next year and make it the 3,140th. In the meanwhile, I encourage everyone to eat berries every day, to always have bags of frozen berries in their freezer, whichever ones you like, but as we learned in this study, we can get more than twice the bang for our buck choosing blackberries, for example, over strawberries.
Well, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had more trouble with my phone. But today I really want to talk about the proper care of blackberry plants, which is not dissimilar from some of the other berry plants that we'll have talks about in the future. First off, they are a perennial plant, meaning that the nutrients and the sugar go down to the root zone, and the tops of the plants die back, or at least go dormant during the winter months. They also have a biennial growth and fruiting habit. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, they send up this initial cane each new season. Each season, a new cane is shot up, and that's called a Primal Cane. And that one overwinters, and the next year, it becomes what's called a floricane, and that's the cane that produces fruit. After it produces fruit that fall, or during the wintertime, or real early in the spring, that's when you remove that cane. So what are some of the things about soil? We really want to select really well-drained soil. We want high organic, high humus matter. We want the soil to be slightly acidic, although I don't know that that's all that important. Our pH in this area is about 5.5. The literature says somewhere between 5.8 and 6.8. What about planting? Well, you can plant Potted plants any time of the year, as long as they're cared for after being planted. And if they're potted, you want to plant them at the same level as the top of the soil in the pot. If it's bare root, the way that I prefer to do it, I choose to do that real early in the spring or late in the fall. Excuse me, real early in the spring or late in the fall. Now, the types that we're growing here are both semi-erect species, and they're Triple Crown and Chester. They produce large, beautiful fruit berries, and they are delicious. Very productive, very hardy growth. They grow like crazy. Now, you can see me pruning here, and unfortunately, I had failed to prune most of the plants the year before. They're the By the time, although they're a semi-erect species, meaning that they really need to be trellised up. And we use a 2-wire system, and we use electric fence wire, heavy gauge electric fence wire, strung between T-posts. So one's about 3 foot off the ground, 2.5 to 3 foot off the ground, and the top one's about 5 foot off the ground. And that way we can tie the slender vine-like growth during the first couple of years up to the post, and we can actually wrap it around the top post. You can actually see them wrapped around the top post here in some of the video as Thea's collecting some of these beautiful berries. But by the third season, if they're cared for well, they will do fantastic. Now, I would say another important point, unless your soil is really managed appropriately, you're going to need to do some irrigation as well. So in some parts of the country, you need to provide irrigation. We haven't done it at all to this point because of the really awesome hugelkultur pits and the swale systems that really feed right across the driveway, right into these beds. Mulching, I think it's important that they're mulched at least every 2 years, 4 to 6 inches of mulch, whether it's leaf mulch or in our area, we've got wood chips as well. What about harvesting? Harvest those blackberries when they're firm and black. You don't want to get them when they're too soft. About 2 days after they first turn black is when they're the sweetest. They're a little bit tart before that point. The pruning, what I think is really important is we prune them about 4 to 6 feet in height. We tip the canes at about chest height, and they'll shoot up a little bit more, the lateral branches, and probably prune the lateral branches at about 12 to 16 inches in length, somewhere in that area, depending on how closely you've got them planted. The shorter laterals for the younger the cane. So if they're 3 years old, I'll go out to 16 inches. But if they're younger, meaning they don't have as much vertical support, so much stability that the wind or the heavy fruit are going to make them fall over, then I cut those laterals sometimes down to 6 inches. And then it's important to prune out all those fruiting canes. Those are the ones that have produced the berries at the end of the season. And remove dead or damaged canes. Remove those ones that are crowding out, even the laterals that are crowding each other out. By the third year, I'd say somewhere between 2 and 6 canes per the crown that comes out of the ground is what I want. So you get rid of all the dead and damaged. All those things are going to rub against each other in the wind. You really need good airflow through the plants. You need good sunlight exposure as well, although you'll see in our place here, there is a fair amount of shade. So I hope this helps you out. There's Seth saying goodbye, so it's time for me to say goodbye. Give us a thumbs up if this video was valuable. Share it with your friends, and by all means, have a great day. Bye-bye now.